This is looking for us, and I think we are good. All right. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good day. Loki's very excited to say hi to you guys. His tail is wagging. He's just hoping for more treats, but his treats are upstairs because he got beef jerky today, or puppy dog jerky, or whatever you call it. Anyway, Loki, come on. Come on. Come on. You okay? Yeah. Come on. Oh, yeah, sure, good boy. Yeah, so he's having a good day here. He got hosed down. He got to play outside for most of the day. I checked out his leg. His leg seems to be doing a little bit better after I gave him some medicine. So he's enjoying life a little bit more right now. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hey, Wilder. Hey, Allison. Hopefully you guys are doing good. DZ, happy to see you as well. Ultimately today we got some stuff to talk about, I would say. Let me get my little back pillow here. Oh, there we go. My back pillow working. It's Wednesday, so I'm a little bit out of sorts because I went and I grabbed some cigars to smoke with you guys tonight, along with a bunch of lemon lime water, I guess you would say. Lemon lime water is awesome. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about here today. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. We got some big news coming out from the Bitcoin Miami conference. That'll be fun to talk about here. It's going to make it a madhouse when I go later on. And hey, goats, cats, chickens, oh my, happy to see you. And hey, Jamrock. Superfan, what do you call? I appreciate everybody that watches the streams here, guys. Everybody, especially during these times where everything's really boring. It means a lot. All right, so let's start off with everything going on in the markets here. You guys know what's been going on here. You know it's not been fun. However, we'll see. And hey, goats, appreciate it if you subscribe. I appreciate that even more. As you guys know, Bitcoin's been in a tough spot, right? Yesterday, we had been talking about, a couple days ago, we talked about maybe there's an opportunity to pop back up, but because the momentum wasn't there, I didn't feel really good about it. And I talked about this specifically saying, hey, the stochastic and the RSI were both bullish, but the MACD wasn't, and because of that, I didn't feel confident enough to go in on that trade. We talked about something similar over here after we had a similar type of breakout, and it just seems like it's very difficult for us to have a very strong move to the upside just with technicals alone and not having some type of news event as a catalyst. I guess the catalyst we're, of course, talking about for tomorrow is going to be CPI reports. Are we going to be matching that 3.1% target? Are we going to be better than 3.1%? Or are we going to be looking at something higher than 3.1%, which, of course, would cause Bitcoin to come down quite a bit? I think I have dog hair in my lip from hanging out with Loki too much. I was playing with him upstairs for a little bit. Anyway, it just feels weird seeing it on my beard when I talk. Anyway, the goal for it now, of course, is just to see Bitcoin try to make a higher low here, and then with tomorrow coming up, we try to make a breakout. That breakout would encompass a couple different levels, the 200, the 20 moving averages, and then trying to peak somewhere around $62,000 to $63,000, maybe even up to $64,000 if we get lucky. That's the type of move we're expecting if we can just get some good CPI data here. Jerome Powell did talk today. I'll have some footage from that to listen to, if you will, in a few minutes here. But ultimately, guys, the big thing is, can we make a reversal here and try to pop back above $60,000? That's the goal here. That kind of saves us a lot of pain and suffering, because let's say, for instance, that we don't actually have a good CPI report, that might actually push us all the way back down here to the $45,000 to $48,000 level. That's where you see a lot more concern coming around, I would say. Now, back over here to the dailies. Again, we're close. We're fine right now. Nothing too crazy is happening. 4-hour chart, we're looking a little bit more teetery here. Bearish, bullish the MACD. Are we going to be able to hold? Let's find that out together. I'm hoping we can, but at least at this point in time, it looks like we're trying to teeter, break down below the 20 here, and move down a little bit more. I'm hoping this is just going to be some type of small shakeup before a larger move tomorrow. That's the way the chart would suggest it to me right now. That being said, tomorrow is such a volatile moment here that I'm not really going to base many trades off of that. If you guys want to open up any type of long today, tonight, tomorrow, before CPI comes out, the stop loss is going to have to be pretty far down here, kind of around 54,300, or you can do somewhere down here around $55,000. But that's the level you guys are hoping for here, because Bitcoin could easily get shaken out and then have a big move. We've seen this happen plenty of times before. It is nothing new, but for those people who just somehow forget, and trust me, you can easily forget because CPI only comes around once every month. And if you guys are trading a bunch, kind of fades into the background, your stop losses are going to have to be pretty far down, and your price targets, are probably going to be a little bit more exaggerated than normal. On the flip side here, if you guys are thinking that CPI is going to be very, very bad, then you guys, of course, are going to have your stop losses up pretty darn high, and maybe not even as high as you would think. Maybe just as far as high as back up here, kind of around 59,465. Maybe that's where you have your stop loss, and you kind of just wait to see if we come back down here towards 55,000. So that's kind of the goal here for today, everybody. I was checking out some of the daily charts here just to kind of see what was going on. And, generally speaking, Bitcoin hasn't changed much here. Ethereum up against the level of resistance, just like Bitcoin. Solana, kind of choppy right here, but still doing okay. Dogecoin doesn't look as good as other tokens out there. I'm hoping this one actually has a good day tomorrow because it's not looking great. WIF, similar type of thing here. It had a good little rebound. It's been coming down quite hard lately. Bonk, you can see it's up against the level of resistance here. Also the Fibonacci level, also the 50-day moving average, excuse me. We're looking for those types of breakouts to happen. Miro, not looking too good. Baby Doge, not too good. STMX, okay, but not great. Book of Meme, Sheeb, Pepe, okay, but not really the best, just because you can see it's just hasn't been falling down as much as other tokens. Things like ADA and such, they're trying to make some reversals, XRPs, Bitcoin Cashes and stuff. It just, nothing really looks fantastic, although you are seeing some things up against those levels of resistance. So if Bitcoin finds the strength to break out with the help of CPI data, that's where you see the entire market having a really good day. One thing to notice here, just for you guys to understand this, the stock market's doing great. I told you guys I've been trading some of these stocks here, doing some swing trades and stuff. The NASDAQ still seems to be in the right spot here. I'm hoping that this continues, and I'm going to be talking more about stocks here. I think sometime starting next week, we'll be doing Sunday stock sessions with members and stuff like that, which would be pretty fun. All right, let me get this back over here to Bitcoin. Oh, one more thing. Dollar index is poised to break down, which is something we really need. And oil is poised to break out, which is something we don't need. But there's some mixed signals going on over there. Yeah, but that's kind of the gist of the markets right now. I'm hoping we can have a good move here, guys, tomorrow, but it really comes down to CPI. We tried to break out once. I told you guys be careful of this one just because of how crazy the market's been. And we broke out. It was nice for a second. We even hit that support level, and then we just got smashed back down. We're not at a scary level at this point, but, we're back to that old support level that we didn't want to have to come back down to if, of course, you're breaking out. So let me go over here very fast. And hey, D3W, happy to see my man. It's a bloodbath, but that's crypto, very much so. It's just not everybody can actually hold those ones there, right? Howdy, Mike. Big day in the morning. Very much so. Very, very much so. I'm really excited to see what happens with CPI data. We're waiting for it. It's just like, please let it be good. Please let it be good. Here, I'll pull this up for you very fast. CPI, inflation, trading, economics. There we go. That is not it. There we go. So we've pretty much been sideways for the past year. It hasn't been necessarily the best time. However, we're at 3.3 as far as last month. The forecast is 3.1. The consensus is also 3.1. So think about all the CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg talking heads. They're all saying 3.1. So if we hit 3.1, we should see the market have a pretty big move. And we have no FOMC minutes coming out anytime soon. I think the next FOMC minutes is somewhere out there at the end of July. I think July 30th to the 31st. So July 31st. But that'll be the lowest CPI has been since January, which I think is a good signal here that maybe we can start having some cuts here fairly soon. Here, let me put my headphones on very fast, and we can just listen to Jerome Powell talking about when he wants to start cutting rates here. Now, this is way too loud. There we go. Oh, there we go. I have this setting whenever I reset my computer where all the sound going through my mic, it comes full blast into my headphones, which really sucks. All right, let's go over here to CNBC, put this on full screen, and you guys just listen to this very fast.
The gentleman from Nebraska, Mr. Flood's recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Powell, after a year with very high inflation that battered American paychecks, inflation rates have moderated some. However, inflation continues to linger above the 2% target rate set by the Federal Reserve. In fact, the PCE inflation index has remained above 2% for the last 3 years. The Federal Open Market Committee's statement on longer-run goals and monetary policy strategy issued at the beginning of the year stated, and I quote, "The committee seeks to achieve inflation that averages 2% over time and therefore judges that following periods when inflation has been running persistently below 2%, appropriate monetary policy will likely aim to achieve inflation moderately above 2% for some time," end quote. Chairman Powell, does the commitment to achieve a 2% average over time apply in the other direction as well? Meaning that if inflation remains above 2% for a protracted period, would the committee instead aim for inflation moderately below 2% for some time in order to achieve an inflation average of 2%?
No, it doesn't.
Is it fair to say that you would need to see the PCE index dip below 2% at least once in the coming months in order to contemplate a rate cut?
No, that's not fair to say. We've said that you don't want to wait until inflation gets all the way down to 2%.
Good.
Inflation has a certain momentum. You wouldn't wait that long. If you waited that long, you probably waited too long, because inflation will be moving downward and will go well below 2%, which we don't want.
What combination of factors would you need to see in order to support a rate cut this month or in September?
So I'm once again, I'll say I'm not sending any signals on any particular date of any meeting whatsoever on policy. I said that yesterday, and I'm saying it again today, but I will answer your question. So what we said is that we want to be more confident. We want to have greater confidence, and that means more good inflation readings. That inflation is moving sustainably down to 2%. Greater confidence that that is the case. But remember, we have a dual mandate too. We're not just an inflation targeting central bank. We also have an employment mandate. So I could also see us cutting, and we've said this, I've said this, if we saw unexpected weakening in the labor market. And we do now see, I'll say, speak for myself, I now see the risks to the two mandates as much closer to being in balance. I think for a long time we've had to focus heavily on the inflation mandate, but I think now we're getting to the place where the labor market is getting pretty much in balance to where it needs to be, and so we're looking at both sides.
Now, wasn't that good news? He let something slip there. He thinks it's getting a little bit better, so his eyes are opening up that, hey, we could potentially be having some rate cuts fairly soon. Bitcoin didn't really have the best of moves off of that news earlier this morning. However, you saw the stock market really love that news, during the day. That's what we're looking for there. I know Bitcoin's getting a little bit more sluggish, but I still think it's going to do just fine, especially once more money gets unlocked kind of from the economy. You will see more people buying into Bitcoin here, even if it is looking pretty bearish right now, because again, we've been in these bearish circumstances before, and we've gone out of them pretty well, as long as the overall economy is holding strong. And right now the overall economy is holding strong, right? So one more thing there that I think that is on our side. What's right here? Do you know what time the CPI is coming out? GT said 5:30. It is going to be 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. I am not going to be waking up again for that. I tried it last time. Not many people showed up, and I was just exhausted as can be, so I'm not doing that again. But I will be talking about it, I believe, whenever I wake up. So you're probably going to see me up around like 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time talking about it. Once I get up, take a shower, let Loki out, do all that type of stuff. And you guys will hear me talking about that for probably an hour. I won't make a video about it, but I'll just talk about it. If I make a video, it'll be me outside with Loki, just kind of ranting about what the Bitcoin, what it means for us and as holders of cryptocurrency. Hi all to the hodler, for me at least. Oh yeah, holding's never bad as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're mostly holding Bitcoin. That's what I prefer to hold up here. You see the MACD's coming up, RSI's coming up, bunch of stochastic coming up. I'm hoping the daily charts, it's enough to offset the bearishness we see on the weekly charts. That's really my angle right now. I just want to see everything hold up. When you go over here and look at the weekly chart remains to be very bearish on everything, right? Bearish. I'm hoping that if we can just hold on to this level for a while, then we could try to find some way to have a reversal. And in this circumstance, it does look like we're looking for a reversal right now. Hopefully CPI will actually continue that momentum, at least coming back up to the upside. But when you see that bearishness on a weekly chart and the bullishness on the daily chart, all that symbolizes to me is that we're making a lower high, but the overall trend remains to go down. I think, again, where this might open up for us a little bit more is if we're coming along to July, August, September, and we start to see some potential moves with rate cuts. Instead of that trend continuing down with a new low, instead we reverse and then make a breakout here and going higher and having a really nice move from there. That seems to be the case right now. I don't think we're going to have necessarily a really bad move down unless there's some other Mt. Gox news, some more German Bitcoin selling, something very drastic that just really pushes the value of Bitcoin down without the technicals having too much of an effect, as bad as that sounds, right? So that's kind of my gist right now. I'm hoping that we can have a good move here, but whatever this next rally comes into, I'm probably going to sell into it because I believe we're probably going to come back down, and then I'll probably buy that one heavily, especially with altcoins and stuff, and wait to see. Altcoins, though, with my certain dollar cost averages, I might scale out some and rebuy in. I don't want to sell all of my tokens off, so this is why I have so many different types of portfolios, so I can kind of mix and match. If you guys only have one portfolio, don't be selling everything off if Bitcoin starts to zoom back up. You can scale it a little bit, buy back in, stuff like that if you want to, but primarily, you still want to have a lot of assets on hand for whenever Bitcoin decides to break back above that $74,000 level. Daddy Powell has a bandit on his nose. Suspicious. Is it October when they determine next year's COLA increase? Which measure is it? What do you mean by the COLA increase here? I don't know if it's in October or not. Why the hell are they always so early? Not good for us West Coasters. They don't care about the West Coast whatsoever. They don't care about us at all. Unfortunately, yeah, they just don't care. Remember, all this was opened up well before we even had like major cities and stuff like that. It's a pain in the ass, but it's something we just have to kind of deal with. But again, that's why I just typically fall asleep. Whatever happens with Bitcoin, I'll have my trade set up and I'll be looking for stop losses and stop losses. Should be stop losses and target prices. But I'm just hoping it works out on the good side here. I might even set an alarm to wake me up at like 5:25, and I'll stay up from like 5:30 to 5:40. Then I'll go back to bed. Literally, I might just do something like that. Seems like there are multiple measures of the CPI. Depends on what you mean by the multiple measures, though. But I mean, there's a few different ways you can measure inflation. I think the big ones right now are just going to be the CPI, PCE, and the PPI. You can go to jobs reports and things like that. But there are different ways that people measure it as a whole, and that's where you get to like all the hedge funds and stuff like that. Cost of living allowance for security. Yeah, the cost of living is pretty rough right now, to be honest, so you can expect that to continue getting worse. But I think Jerome Powell is starting to have his eyes open that he should be cutting rates relatively soon. Relatively. So that's next 3-4 months, I would say. And just so you guys know here for today, what we are enjoying here, we are enjoying a My Father cigar. I think this is just like the flagship line or something like that. You guys can't see it. The light's too bright today. But yeah, it's very, very good. This light isn't normally this bright here. I wonder why. Normally, when I turn the volume down or up on my TV, this thing goes off and on. I don't know how. Usually does it. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see. Oh no, that's what's going on here. I also just have my headphones on still, which just freaks me out. You guys know I don't like to wear headphones too long. But it's a nice little My Father cigar. Nothing crazy. I think it costs like $10 at the store or the humidor. It's good. CPI has month over month and year over year. Let's see. Yeah, there's two different types. I mean, people look at them in different ways. Right now, I think the one that everybody's looking for is the headline year over year number. They'll also be looking at month over month. But so far, whenever you hear people talking about that big one on X or Facebook or YouTube, it's going to be that year over year number. That's the one that people mostly pay attention to. Okay, so let me go over here very fast. This is a CNBC article that we're talking about right here. Key inflation report looms on Thursday as traders grow more confident in the Fed cut, hence why you see the stock market continuing to go higher here. I'm just going to read the key points here because I don't think we need to talk about all of this, to be honest. But economists surveyed by Dow Jones are looking for CPI to rise 0.1% for May, that's the month over month, and 3.1% from the same month a year before. Thursday's report comes after Federal Reserve Jerome Powell delivered 2 days of testimony on Capitol Hill this week. Shelter and medical care services could be key areas to watch, according to one chief investment officer. Basically, there's a lot of a lot of government money going into those sectors, so that could be a problem. But usually I think we're going to be okay. And then this is just one other thing I just saw just now. Costco hikes membership fee for the first time since 2017. So yeah, U.S. and Canada by $5 and raising the cost of its higher tier membership by 10. I have their higher tier memberships. That means I'm paid an extra $10 a year. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because I like what Costco brings for me. Like I like the service and everything. But yeah, I never like cost increases, to be honest. So a few other things of news here today. We've been watching this Biden kind of thing going back and forth for a while now, and it looks like George Clooney just called on Biden to drop out of the race, which I thought was a very big surprise. I thought they kind of might have tamped on this a little bit more, like people had been thinking, okay, he should be fine, there's no more defections, everything should be a little bit more stable here. But it feels like things are beginning a little bit more worse in the last 24 hours, surprisingly. So all of a sudden, George Clooney comes out, writes this article, as a guest article, and boom, yeah, I mean, he's calling Joe Biden now, said, hey, you need to drop out of the race. Did I not light this properly? I don't think I did. Hold on. There we go. But anyway, it just kind of shows that there's more defections. I think there was one more House member today as well. So this is making me a little bit more worried that the race is going to get a little bit more chaotic here. Because if Joe Biden does step down from the race, he's not going to step down as president, but step down from the race, I do believe that that's going to make Kamala Harris the front runner for the race now. Not between Trump and Biden, but she'll be the head of the Democratic ticket going forward. And then she will have to choose her own vice president going forward, right? So I'm curious to see what you guys think about this right now. I don't normally care what celebrities talk about, really, but the fact that this happened here because he seems to be such a close ally of Trump, he helped him raise like $20 million, right? That is a good pal to have. The fact that this continues to get spicier and spicier, if you will, I'm just curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are. On the other side of things here, it seems like while Biden's having his issues, Trump is kind of reaching a high point in his campaign. I don't know if it's going to get much better than this right now for Trump. I think he might even pull back in the polls a little bit more here if once Biden kind of calms things down. If Biden calms things down, that's a big if right there. But I just saw this a few minutes ago. I got notified by some of the staff members from the Bitcoin conference announcing President Donald J. Trump to speak at Bitcoin 2024. We had been hearing about this for a while, that maybe he might talk there. They were in talks. And it looks like he's going to be there, and I will be there as well. So I'm going to do everything in my power to see if I can grab 10 seconds with him saying, ask him something about Bitcoin, basically. I don't know what. And it'll be pretty fun. But we'll see. I already have tickets to this. I'll be flying out, I believe, on the 25th in the morning hours. But it'll be interesting. And there's another big thing happening right now as far as the election is concerned. I kind of wish Biden would make an appearance as well. I know Trump has been wrapping his arms around cryptocurrency, but I would like to see both Trump and Biden wrap their hands around cryptocurrency as far as I'm concerned right now. So to give us a little bit of a boost in the polls. And now you can see their main page. Now, instead of the old page, it says Witness History. And poor RFK got bumped down a little bit here. And now you get the big headline of being Donald Trump, 45th president of the United States. It's gonna be a big one. We already know this. I'm gonna try to find a good seat here to kind of watch everything and talk. I'm sure they're gonna have some type of media section there, hopefully. And I might have to bring my nice camera so I can take some pictures of Donald Trump and get some recordings, if you will. Hopefully my phone will just do though. But yeah, seems to be some big news there. Really, really big news. I guess, the tickets increase in 2 days, 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 25 seconds. I bet the tickets cost more now than they did before. Yeah, they were $3.99 when I first started talking to you guys about this, and they went to $4.99, now they're $5.99. They're probably going to end up being like $6.99 or $7.99 by the time of the conference starting off here, because the industry pass back when I started was about $1,800, so the prices are going fast, and I believe with Trump there, I believe those are going to go a little bit faster here. Just because certain people just like to hear Trump talk. They go to all of his rallies and stuff like that. And this is going to be one of those historic crypto ones where, you look back in 20 years, the moment where I'm a presidential candidate, fully embrace crypto, that type of stuff. Did I see the JP Morgan CPU stock reaction chart? I did not. I just want to set up a small short-term leverage trade for Bitcoin. Do you have a 12 video on that? I'm sure I do, but it was during my phase where I was trying to figure out how to use the YouTube algorithm. So it's not how to open up a small leverage trade for Bitcoin. It's like, here's how to. I became a master leverage trader or something like that. One of those types of titles. So I can make one for you, though. It's not too difficult. They're fairly easy. And then when you practice a little bit, you can see how much your fees are going to be and things like that. So you know how much you might have to add for your target price to make it worth it. So maybe if the target price is a little bit unrealistic, you might not open up that trade, right? But I can make a video on that, no problem. And hey, Miss T, it's going to be Harris Clinton. Oh, Harris Clinton. I forgot about Miss Clinton. What's Clinton been doing, though, this whole time? I don't think Hillary Clinton likes crypto. I don't think she likes crypto at all, but we'll see. We'll see there. We'll see. Andrew Yang. Oh, I forgot about Andrew Yang. Yeah, universal basic income. That was a cool idea. I wish we went with that. That'd make everybody's lives just a little bit easier there, right? And hey, Tony, CP lie. Who's CP? Let's say this is the beginning of a bear market. When would you guess be the bottom? It'd probably be somewhere in the mid 20s to high 20s, probably. I would anticipate there'd be a lot of ruckus still. I would expect there'd still be a lot of chaos with exchanges, just like last time. But I'd say probably the 20s or so. 20s. I know people say we're not going to head back down there. We're not going to go back to 15,000 or that. But it's not like we went to some crazy new high. If this was a bull market, right? It's not like we went to some crazy new thing. So I would say the 20s. If we're lucky, the 30s. Yeah. But I still think the 20s is possible. But that would be, again, some type of major catalyst, some bad event happening. Not just the price action taking us back down there. Without the price action or without a bad news event, 30 to 35,000 perhaps. Harris better get life insurance. Oh, see, geez, you guys are going after Hillary. Oh my gosh. I love you've made a leverage video on Fairdesk. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I can make one for you. It'll take me about a week, but actually, this is what I'll do. I'll make a quick video explaining just kind of for you how to do a little bit of a leverage trade. But then what I'll do is I will also make a general video on leverage trading, kind of with a little bit of a PowerPoint saying, hey, if Bitcoin goes up 1%, you make this, that type of thing. And I think that'll work out quite a bit here. And I'll use ChatGPT to help me out with some of the math because you have the leverage, you have the fees, but you also have the funding fees that kick in every 8 hours or sometimes 12 hours, depending on your exchange. And I think having all that math simplistically put out in front of you would make it easier to understand how much profit you're looking to hold and stuff like that, right? So I'll do those different types. I'll have to make sure I put them on my list. Let's see. Hey, Poker Market Cipher B printed a red dot on the monthly. People need to wake up, bro. Let's go over here very fast. I want to see if I can go to Twitter. Let me see. Where is he? I'll ask him about that in a little bit here. I don't know if he uses the monthly chart on it, but I haven't asked him, and I haven't talked to him in a minute here. Good morning. Who wants to go ham on Bitcoin? Say I do. No indicators, just a feeling in my bones. I like how I make sure no indicators, just a feeling in the bones. Let me see. This is how I made $10,000 walking my dog, and I can show you too. Just click my open mouth thumbnail on YouTube and I'll mentor you. Let's see. He hasn't talked about it just yet. Oh, Jesus, here. I'll ask him about it, though. But yeah, that could definitely be something to keep an eye out for. They're preparing for war? I mean, the world's already in a real fucked up spot, guys. I was surprised how fast everything went to shit over the past 3-4 years. It was in shocking speed. Shockingly fast, I would say. You know, Ukraine, Russia. Now the most recent thing, of course, is the Israel-Hamas war going on in the Middle East. I'm hoping nothing else comes up. We just had the attempted coup in Bolivia, but they put it down. The world doesn't feel secure and safe. It feels like, now, me, I typically ignore what's going on around the world. I know it's happening. I see it, but I typically ignore it because I got things closer to home that I got to worry about, and that's typically how I feel like most people are. But I am surprised about how fast everything went to shit. I think it all started with that horrible withdrawal from Afghanistan. That really seemed to get the whole U.S. kind of in like, damn, we fucked this up. I think like 13 people died, 13 Americans died, which made it even worse. Yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens here. Maybe later on I'll start running some polls if you guys like Biden or Trump better than Biden, Trump, RFK, Biden, Trump, RFK, then Cornel West. All that type of stuff. I like running those types of polls with you guys and just kind of having people talk about it and such. But yeah, I don't know how this election is going to swing. I believe if the election was held today, Trump would win in a landslide. However, it is not going to be held today. It's going to be held over in November. And I believe there's a lot of time between now and November. So we're going to have to wait, see how this all pans out. We're going to see if we have more of a pro-crypto president, Donald Trump, maybe even RFK if he has a shot. And then we're going to see if we have like more of an anti-crypto president like Joe Biden. There's other things that you guys like and hate about these guys besides their cryptocurrency policies. But all I care about is their cryptocurrency policies. But we do have the Republican National Convention starting up pretty soon. I'm sure they're going to talk a little bit about cryptocurrency in there. I believe it would happen on the first day because I think the first day is inflation. I was watching a news organization talk about this today, and the first day is economics, second day is the immigration, and the third day is security and the border or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but we'll see some stuff. And I want to learn more, and I will learn more asking my contacts that work at Bitcoin Nashville, how long is Trump going to be talking for, that type of stuff, so I can keep you guys in the mix, right? And hey, Gambit, happy to see my man. Harris, Gruesome Newsom. Oh, Gruesome Newsom. I was like, who the hell is Gruesome? They've worked together before. I don't think they're able to because they're both from California. You can't have a vice president and a president coming from the same state going into the White House. I don't think you're able to do that. I think that's why Trump can't choose Marco Rubio, I believe. But I don't know if there's like a loophole or something around that because technically, Harris has been living in DC for the last few years. Maybe that's something there. Am I worried that cuts could cause the stocks to top out and what it can cause the crypto market? Not necessarily, because every time we have good news, the markets as a whole continue to go higher and higher and higher. I think people don't necessarily understand how much money the government kind of printed out there. There's so much money out there right now. But what happened is when they raised rates, all of that money, all that real, like lots and like hundreds of billions of dollars, basically, even trillions of dollars, maybe. It all got sucked into treasuries and those things. So that means they're earning like, imagine you have like $50 billion and you bought treasuries with that, okay? You got your 5% year treasuries. That's easy money. You don't have to do anything with no risk, no nothing, just easy money. So everybody's doing that right now. As those become less valuable because the interest rates go down on them, that money then goes into the stock market and the crypto markets here, or you can just say Bitcoin ETFs, if you will, and that causes those markets to go much higher. That's the thought process that I have, at least. I don't think after we have rate cuts and stuff like that, we're going to have a very bad market. Now, if he waits too long and we start cutting, we start cutting a little bit late, maybe we go up for the first 3 or 4 cuts, and then the market starts to have a downturn on the 5th or 6th cut because he still took too long to cut rates and stuff like that. That's definitely a possibility. But right now, as long as the economy is still chugging along, sure, people are really fucked up with inflation and all that, but as long as people are working, maybe not for enough money, maybe they have a horrible, shitty life, right? That's what elections are for. You can vote for whoever you want to there. But as long as that's the case where people are working and they're spending money, the economy is doing fine. People might not be doing fine, but the economy is doing fine. That should keep everything kind of humming along here and everybody in a good mood to keep on investing in the market. If you want to see some warning signs, you can, of course, always look out for the jobs numbers, things like that. But just, wait for an earnings season. When the earnings come rolling again, if everything's a big disappointment, you're like, uh-oh. That would be a big a red bearish sign here, which is, again, why we're not going all gung-ho into cryptocurrency right now. We're kind of just doing dollar cost averaging, kind of waiting and being kind of boring, to be frank with this. The moment that Bitcoin looks very, very bullish, I promise I will let you know. This could be off of CPI data plus another good, a good FOMC minutes by Jerome Powell. That could get us good kick drive. But for now, it's just dollar cost averaging territory, and not even a fun one because we're just having some scary moments out there. But it's just dollar cost average season as far as I'm concerned, because nothing is really pointing towards a massive move up without help from specific data points. We had a culture war, then a pandemic, another culture war. Dude, I think we're just looking for culture wars at this point. But I'm speaking as somebody that lives in Seattle, and we have a lot of culture. What would you call that, guys? Culture. There's a lot of spiciness in our culture over here. We yell at people. We protest a lot. We cuss each other out in the streets. It's pretty vocal, right? There we go. Yeah. Tobacco leaf. There we go. But yeah, so culture wars are always interesting. I try not to have those culture war fights. I mean, I think we all kind of have our own positions on stuff, but I've never felt the need to argue about it. Global conflicts. Oh yeah, people are stressed about those, I believe. Ethereum whales crashed from 150k wallets down to 120k wallets. Now it's back to 132 whale Ethereum wallets. Huh. Well, I think when it comes to Ethereum and Solana primarily, I do think it's important that we remember how these things look on the weekly charts, So, not weekly charts, monthly charts. So let's go over here very fast. Let's get rid of the color here. Let's just open up your simple, no, not that one. Here we are. Okay. Here's the monthly chart for Bitcoin right now. We're falling down. We already had the big breakdown, and now we're going to see how much farther we come down to. Whether it's $50,000 below that, who knows? We'll wait and see, Could be a massive double top for all we know. Or we could have an ugly flag and we kind of break our way back up. We haven't been in a mode like this in quite a bit of time, though, right? Hit a big level, at this top over here, we were up here for just 1 month, basically. Maybe even say 3 months, but third month we were falling back down, right? Third month we were falling back down. We're really just holding because everybody believes this is not the bottom. We're going to go higher here. Same with over here. We're not used to spending these prolonged times at levels of resistance like this, right? No real level of resistance all the way up here until there. Sideways, COVID, of course, but we're not used to being in these weird situations. It's very awkward for Bitcoin at this point, which is why everybody's trying to adapt in the best way they know how. But Ethereum here, right, hasn't really broken down yet. It's still managing to hold. Solana, holding right now, hasn't managed to break down. If we do see Bitcoin take that next leg down, you're going to see these types of tokens, Solana, Ethereum, have a lot of shorts going against them, and I'd probably short the shit out of Solana personally. But we're not there yet. We're not even close to being there yet as far as I'm concerned. But I am watching that closely in case something really bad happens with inflation, etc. Those monthly charts are giving us some weird setups. The way the stock market is moving, rate cut will be the top 100%. I mean, the stock market's loving all this stuff here. I'm just hoping the stock market's not in some weird, crazy bubble. I think what's happening is the value of the dollar is just going down so fast in the scheme of things that people buy that, the stock market's just kind of adjusting against that. Now, I wish Bitcoin would be doing that, to be honest. A lot of money was sucked up by corporations during the pandemic, mass closures of independent businesses. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it. All those businesses getting their loans out. And remember, the government prioritized those businesses before the mom and pop businesses. There was a lot of scandals going on during that time. Both the Trump and the Biden administrations. Oh, their COVID policies. Oh, God. From shutting us down with Trump to the mandates with Biden. I wasn't very happy with either one of them when it came to COVID. I mean, I guess they're trying to save lives and stuff like that, but I was pissed. I do like that Trump had the unemployment policy. That was the one good thing. A lot of my friends didn't go homeless because of that policy, but then again, they also lost their jobs because of the shutdown policy. So it's a mixed bag with these politicians, guys. How do I feel about Solana? As far as I'm concerned right now, kind of being in a more optimistic mood about CPI, I'd be long it right now with a 5x leverage, something like that, and just waiting to see what happens over the next few days. It'd be a, 3 to 4% stop loss, so I'm risking about 20% to hopefully make like 60% over the next couple weeks. That's the type of trade I'd be looking for. It's very high risk, so you might not want to do it, but that's the trade I'd be looking at right now. There should be no culture war in Seattle. It's history. So Seattle is one of those weird places where you have a lot of people from other places come here for jobs. So you got people coming here from the South. You got people coming from California. You got locals up here. You also got Native American communities up here. It's a whole vibe. You also got a lot of people from Asia. The cultures, I would say we have a decent melting pot, but there still comes a lot of friction every now and again. It will usually be around like police brutality type topics, or right now the big topic is Hamas-Israel war. A lot of protests going on that. I was walking up in Seattle a few days ago. No. Well, that was a couple weeks ago now. I was just trying to get me some coffee. And man, I walked up on this protest like, yeah, down with Israel. Let's go Hamas, screaming in the street. I was like, what the fuck? I can understand being pro-Palestinian. I don't understand being pro-Hamas. Pro-Palestinian, I completely understand. Like, you don't want these people bombed, right? You want to see some way to save as many of the civilians as possible. I can see that. I can get behind that. I don't think I can get behind Hamas in any way, shape, or form. I say if there was all these Hamas people out there, I'd be nuking them. But yeah, it's sorry, YouTube. I don't want to get in trouble for that. But you get what I'm saying. I'm just like, there's so many weird things going on, and I don't think that's a massive portion of the people in Seattle. But like when they gather, you can see all of them. I mean, like, damn, there's more than I thought. Whenever you see a protest and somebody's protesting wild in your eyes, it's always like, damn, okay, there's a lot of people that believe in this shit. Okay, that's a little bit concerning, but I'm gonna get my coffee. I'm just gonna go home. Anyway, Bob, does Aave token look good to me? Right now, it's pretty much like everything else, just like Bitcoin. It's kind of hovering around these support levels and just trying to hold on for dear life. If you want to be buying into it without thinking about the CPR report, you're basically just dollar cost averaging and waiting. Because ultimately, right now, everything is pretty darn bearish on these longer term trends. We're just waiting to see if Bitcoin can hold here for another 2 to 3 days, and then that could stabilize stuff enough for us to go back up towards $65,000, $70,000. But it's very hard for us to say we're going to get back up there anytime soon, unless we have good CPI data coming out this week, plus PPI data this week. And then, of course, having a very good FOMC meeting coming out with Jerome Powell being very dovish, saying, hey, we're thinking about a rate cut in August or September or something like that. It's going to be very hard. I know Seattle was my city in the 80s, fun times. Yeah, I wasn't born in the 80s, but what do you call? I've heard a lot of stories about it. Like I think there's a bar from the 80s. I don't know if it's from the 80s or not, but there's a bar I go to called the Unicorn. That's a very progressive bar, but they got really cool pinball machines inside of there, so I like going down there, cool drinks and stuff. But I'm not a protester. I don't like protesting. I don't like being an inconvenience towards other people. It's why I don't like those people in Europe. The people that like spray everybody with orange stuff. I don't know what they're called, but they spray all the art. I'm like, damn, I paid like $50 or €50 to come in here and look at art, and you're spraying the art I gotta look at? For shame. That type of stuff. But I can understand causes. I can understand causes. For me, when I think about what's going on in the world, I don't know. I spend more time donating money to like white German Shepherd rescues than I do to real political cases around the United States, if that makes sense. It's so much easier just to give to a dog shelter, because you can actually see like the before and after, some of the shitty things people do to dogs. I'm okay with that. I have a much softer spot in my heart for dogs than humanity. And then Jermaine, yeah, I don't understand it myself. I think they are nuts as well, but I don't know how you can get behind Hamas. That just seems crazy. But who knows? Who knows? No, there's no who knows. It's just I'm just trying to be a little more neutral, but it doesn't sound right when you're neutral about that. At least in my point of view. I entered a long on Sol yesterday. I noticed how nice the daily chart was looking. Would you agree that, or this is a fake out? Should be careful. Right now, it should be fine. You just have to wait for the CPI data to come out, and that'll change up everything really, really fast. If it's already moving up quite well with a good chart, you should actually see it have a really nice move. If Bitcoin Jesus, I'm stuttering. If we have a bad CPI report, you're going to notice that coming down quite quickly, right? That's how I'd frame it there. All right, let me go over here very fast. Bitcoin's trying to have a pop here. It's not the craziest pop, but you can see it. Somebody's trying to make a move here. Very, very small, but let me see. We're breaking through one level of resistance. The next one happens to be up here around 58,212. I wonder what popped this up here. Did we get some news coming out the last few minutes? Let's go over here. Let's see. Let's see. You guys should have watched this. I'm gonna put this on a long form video so I can show it to you guys. I thought this was really, really cool. Just listen to this for just a second. It's like teaching Bitcoin to kids here.
When money is easy to make, society begins to break.
So, how do we make money that's easy to carry but hard to create?
Well, one solution is Bitcoin. Back in 2008, I became fed up with government money, with the corruption, the manipulation, so I created a digital currency. Digital money that can be sent directly from one person to another without any bank or government involved. And the best...
I'm just going to play that 25 seconds. But it's interesting to see how there's already animations to help people understand some of this stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's great. Show that to the kids, show that to the youth. All right, now I don't see there's any big news here. Let's see, no news, notifications. Watch your guru, nothing new here. Nope, he hasn't posted in 7 hours. Wow. Just in 1.64 trillion asset manager Goldman Sachs to launch 3 tokenization projects this year. What are these tokenization projects? Let's see. Where's that? Okay, so they're just getting money together right now in order to invest in tokenization projects. That's what I'm getting right here. Yeah, so they're just getting money together. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay, that's fine. CFTC chairman says 70 to 80% of cryptocurrencies are non-securities. Oh, that's good news for us right here. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says he hasn't had any meetings or calls with President Biden since 2022. Damn, that's a lot of non-talking time here. Just like, hey man, what's going on right now? You want to cut rates for me, bro? I know he probably can't ask that, but I wish he would. There you go. So right now you got Bitcoin up around 0.5%. Everything else is pretty much following that example at this point in time. You got Ajax up 3%. After looks like I had a little bit of a nastier day yesterday though. Let me go over here to CoinMarketcap.com and just see what's afloat here. Anything up 24%. Stacks is up. ZK, Ondo, and Jasmy. So we got some movers here, and maybe they're not looking like crazy movers, but they're moving, and I think that's that's good enough for me. There we go. Kind of watch to see if this manages to pop up a little bit more here. And hey, Wilder, on the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin looks more neutral. So right now you kind of see this gradual moving up right here. You might call it a bullish neutral, but the reason I'm a little bit more skeptical of it is because the daily chart still remains kind of icky. What I'm waiting for here today, and again, this kind of follows the same thought process we had a couple days ago, where we're looking to break out right now. We can see momentum is trying to shift. For example, here, Stochastic is bullish, the RSI is bullish, but MACD is bearish. You're hoping that today, again, this is CPI, which it makes it so much more difficult because it doesn't have anything to do with technicals, but it can fuck with all of our technicals at the same time. You would be looking for Bitcoin, again, to try to have a breakout. We tried yesterday. It obviously didn't work out. But we're going to try to get a slingshot, like a real nice move that gets us back above like $60,000 by the end of this weekend. That'd be the short-term goal here. We tried earlier. Remember, we tried. It was a nice big boom, and then we just got knocked back down. I'm hoping we can do something like this again. It might take a little bit more consolidating and like a little bit up than dip and rip. Yes. But there are, at least on the shorter time frames and going into tomorrow, we are looking for another opportunity to bounce up. It's just that after we have that bounce up, it's very hard to say, oh no, Bitcoin's going to keep on going, because we just saw here, resistance, breakout, woo, then we just get smacked back down. It's a painful experience to be sure. But yeah, the 4-hour chart I would say looks generally okay right now. Neutral bearish or neutral bullish. But again, that daily chart is what concerns me right now, the daily chart. And hey, Trev, happy to see my man. Hope your portfolio is doing better than ours. What's that cucumber on the chart? Oh, there we go. I was just trying to figure out the news of what's going on here, but we are seeing a little bit of a pump on Bitcoin. Hold on a second here, guys. Gotta move my chair back, get it more adjusted. I don't want to run over my dog's tail. There you go. I mean, we are about to hit the same level of resistance, but I think for now, let's get rid of that one for now. Yeah. Let's just look at some of these order blocks here. One right there, one a little bit longer, or a little bit higher, excuse me. And see if Bitcoin can make a short-term rally here. Got a little squeeze going. We're well above support on the short time frame, right? On the short, oh yeah, we're well above support over here. Yeah, I mean, there was a change of character over here. Like if you guys were scalping, you guys might be looking at the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart hasn't turned fully bullish just yet, so you're pretty much just holding for maybe up to like an hour or two, because you're going off for like maybe 5-minute charts and 15-minute charts at this point. 50-minute charts, right? You had your change of character over here, got smacked back down, and now we're going up a little bit higher. MACD and everything was still working out okay. We had a stochastic boom, it looks like right here, of course. You're kind of chasing at that point. 5-minute chart, right here, still almost kind of chasing, but if you're scalping, it's okay because you're just in for like 5-10 minutes. There you go. We'll zoom in on the 5-minute chart here so you guys can see what's going on. It's trying to make a push, though. It's trying. Good CPI equals 60K Bitcoin. What about a daddy coin? Oh, geez, I'm sure there already is a daddy coin. What are you talking about here? And yeah, I think a good CPI can put us well around $60,000, if not higher, for Bitcoin. Even if it's a wick. It might be a wick at the end of the day, but it'll be a nice wick. What do I think the CPI did will be? I'm not smarter than those guys in Wall Street who have these types of consensus, sets of data about 3.1%. I would just copy them and say, hey, I expect it to be also 3.1%. They're looking at so much more data than I have access to because, of course, they have a lot of funds just to kind of go through all this. They have teams of people looking at all this type of stuff. I'd probably just mimic them and say 3.1. I'm no genius when it comes to forecasting CPI. What I see is trends, and then perhaps in certain circumstances, I see, whoa, gas is looking pretty expensive right now. Gas is going up. Oil is going up. What's happening here? Oh, there's some news about rent going up in here. Then I can put those pieces together. But as far as I've seen right now, we've still seen the jobs getting weaker and things like that. So I still feel confident enough to say that we're probably looking at 3.1%. Or confident enough to say that Wall Street will most likely be in the right ballpark. I'd be surprised if we were surprised to the upside tomorrow. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Oh my God. I don't know who created lemon water, but they were geniuses. Or lemon lime water. Remember I told you guys I went to my grandmother's barbecue this past Saturday and we made a bunch of ribs and chicken and stuff like that. Well, they gave me like 50 lemon slices and 50 lime slices, so I'm putting them to good use by just putting in my water. Oh, that's so good. I missed out on making Hawk Tour coin easy money. Yeah, that's probably going to be something to keep track of right there. Mike Daddy coin is Tate Bros. Oh, okay. I see. See, I'm not in that world just yet. I'm still getting acclimated to it, but I'm trying to find tokens that you guys can buy on exchanges. That's typically what I'm looking to do, and I think there's an easy way to go about that. Maybe I can go over here very fast. Hold on. Let's see. Give me a second here. Yeah. Okay, so you can go over to CoinMarketcom. You can look at all the exchanges, right? And this is Blowfin, but you can see all of the volume and stuff like that, the prices and how much people are trading. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not a lot. It just depends on the type of token, right? But where are we going? You can see all the tokens on here. I mean, all the tokens on here, right? I try to find those lower market cap ones and see if I can do anything with them, or I try to find the ones with the lowest prices. The only thing I don't like about this is it's very hard. Like, they have all the pairs. I want to be able to find something, I wish they had like a market cap on here. Or is there one? I see there's like letters over here that I can't see. But I can't. Can I zoom out? Updated recently? Oh, okay, never mind. Well, Jasmine coin doesn't have much volume. Arbitrum doesn't have much volume. Pepe, Baby Doge, Helium Mobile. I guess I just got to go over here and number currency. Wait, so. No, this is not market cap because, yeah, is it market cap? No, World Coin's not above Dogecoin. Okay. I want to get those ones open interest. I want to look through all these tokens and see what can I trade that has a very low market cap. Like Big Time has a tiny market cap. You go over here to Big Time. Oh, no, I don't want to go to the exchange. Maybe over here, this one. There you go. $97 million market cap. Maybe I can buy that on there with the 2x leverage and just kind of see where it goes. But that one's come down a lot. I bought that and I sold it because it went down so much. But I mean, look at all these. I don't even know. All these random tokens. Badger DAO, IOST, Civic. Not a lot. Not a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot going on, but a lot of these are low market caps, and low market cap is what I'm looking for primarily. Like here's the Orchid token. $74 million market. This is why I like Blowfin, though, because I want to have access to it. It's not my only exchange, but it's one of the exchanges I use. Super rare. What the heck is super rare? $60 million market cap, right? How's it look all? This is back in 2021. It's been kind of dead ever since. I don't know if I really trust that to make a good move, honestly. It went up maybe like 40% in the last few months, but it came back down quite a bit. So probably not looking at that, but I can go through here, Bitcoin cats. $12 million market cap. Tiny market cap. Go to all, and I wanted to find something that's opened up more recently. So this was 2023. I can get behind this and see if it goes higher. But a lot of these projects, it's very, very difficult. Oh, there's Bitcoin still going up. It's very, very high risk, which is, again, why you do like a 2x leverage and not a 4, 5, 6x leverage. If you want to go to 4 or 5x leverage for a long-term hold and you really believe in it, it better be something like Solana or Ethereum. Because those suckers, they'll go up over the long term, but you better believe they're also going to have some crazy dips there. But yeah, I didn't know anything about the Daddy token. I don't follow the Tate brothers, the Tate people. All I know about them is that they smoke cigars. That's all I know about them, because I remember seeing them in a few cigar videos on TikTok. But yeah, I just... Are they even in the United States anymore, or are they in Europe? I don't know. I like cigar smoking. That's me. That's what I do. I don't do anything fancy. I smoke cheap cigars. I smoke expensive cigars. I have a good conversation with you guys. We talk about the markets. We're watching Bitcoin, trying to have a nice little breakout right now. Hopefully that works out. And we generally just have a good time. But besides that, stay away from the Daddy token. Let's see. And Poncho, right now, AVAX is pretty much looking like a bunch of other stuff. It's pretty much bearish, but there's an opportunity for it to bounce and have a good bounce tomorrow with the CPI data. I just used EBT coin and bought some steaks and chicken for dinner. I mean, could you imagine if the government gave out EBT money like in a crypto fashion, like using the blockchain? I'd be very surprised and impressed, and then you can kind of keep track of what everybody's doing with their money. No, I don't have an EBT card, but I didn't, you guys know I come from, I guess people call it humble beginnings. I had an EBT card growing up. It was very, very useful for buying food and whatnot. I was even on, what's it called, the WIC program in Washington, where you get extra food for if you're poor and have a family. For like milk and eggs and stuff like that. It was more specific about what you could spend the money on. But what do you call, those things were dandy. Those things were like a major help. That's the difference. That's the difference between having food and not having food. The only thing that really sucks is from my mom having the EBT card because she was sick for most of her life. I felt bad to a certain degree about it, because if the government gave her more money on her Social Security checks, they took it away from her EBT. So she never actually made more money. Like, she never got paid more by the government. She would just get more food money or more cash. And the government kind of balanced that back and forth. Now, I just gave her a lot of money, so she didn't have to really worry about it. But if you don't have a family member that can just kind of give you like, hey mom, here's $500 for groceries this month on top of EBT, it becomes much more, difficult to be able to afford the goods, especially during this time of high inflation, with prices going up kind of rapidly. It kind of sucks. But at least right now, Bitcoin's trying to make a run here. We'll see if it's able to. It is facing some stiff resistance, but hey, look at that. It doesn't even look like it's going that crazy. Here, hold on. Hold on. There you go. Change the name of the stream to say Bitcoin's breaking out. We have a smaller breakout going on right now. Let's see if it's able to sustain itself. The 1 minute chart looks a little bit sexier, but it doesn't look as good when I'm on this monitor type of screen here. Here's the 5 minute. There you guys go. Let's see if we're able to make a move. We only have maybe a couple more minutes though. Yeah, this word is seeing a little bit of a weakness in the 1 minute here. Again, it's not crazy, but it's enough to push us back down. Let's see if we can get a jolt from here. Let's close this down. Let's open that up, and there we go. All right, now was there any more news that I wanted to break for you guys? I don't think so. Oh, one more thing here as well. if you guys wanted to do something like this, just go to exchanges and then scroll down till you find your exchange. Of course, the big ones are Binance, Coinbase, and OKX. But a lot of these, like the top 10, like you see Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Bybit, Upbit, Kraken, Gate.io, HTX, Bitfinex, KuCoin, even Mexi, BitGet. All of those top 12, only one of them is available to me where I live in Washington. Quite crazy, right? I don't think I've ever used Upbit, though. Have any of you guys ever used Upbit? It's showing everything in Korean, so I'm guessing no, this is not for me. English. There we go. Most trusted global digital asset exchange. Oh, this is a whole different type of setup, though. Look at this. This is not the setup we're accustomed to using out here in the West. This is an Eastern style. This is giving me E-Trade vibes, Fidelity vibes, you know? But I like it. Ooh. Very, very interesting. OpenAI, About Us. Bug Bounty Program, Upbit Care Center. One-to-one inquiries. Oh, yeah, so they're in Korea. They're Korean. I don't know if I can make an account with them, but it could be interesting just to kind of see how it works out. But yeah, this is a Korean exchange, a pretty big one, matter of fact, here as well. So interesting. Oh, we're coming back down a little bit. Let's see if we can flag and make a larger move. Still shorting till Germany is done selling. Binance are the best. I wish I could use Binance. I really do. But Binance and the U.S. government have some differences. And those differences make it so people like me cannot use Binance unless I'm outside the country. But I am not outside the country. Hence, another reason I'm moving to freaking Panama. I think Panama overtook Thailand again because Thailand's just too far right now for me to go because my family's in the United States. I want to do business out here. So I'm thinking Panama is going to be the spot to be. But there, I saw something about that today. Here, hold on. Germany, Bitcoin. I think there was an update about how much Bitcoin they have left. Here we go. This is what I saw earlier. So this was 7 hours ago. Just in, Germany now only has less than $1 billion in Bitcoin left to sell. That's good news for us, right? They can't sell all of it here. Poor country, just drop it in the market and let's move on, Jesus. Let's see. They will sell, we will buy. That's true. Clowns. Okay, just a bunch of people making fun of Germany. Don't make fun of Germany, guys. But yeah, it seems to be interesting right now with what's happening with Germany. So, yeah. There we go. But yeah, give it some time here. 15-minute chart, still gearing up, but all of a sudden, now we're still consolidating. There's definitely buyers hopping in here right now. I wonder why, though. I was hoping for some type of news, but there is none. When Mt. Gox went down, I used to buy Indians on an exchange called Virox, then exchange them for Bitcoin. Oh, interesting. Lindens? Oh, I said Indian. Sorry, Lindens. I can't read right now. Tried doing a simulated trade on Fairdesk and kept saying insufficient balance. Do I need to have a certain amount of money in my account just to simulate trade? No. I would just contact support and make sure you have money in your account. I don't have the ability to show you, or maybe I do on my other account. Hold on. One of my simulated trading accounts, I blew it up because I made a big trade with you guys and I just kind of forgot about it. And that wasn't ultimately too good because it all just went to zero. Log in. Oh my God, log in. Michael, yes. Oh, they're having system maintenance on the 14th. Yeah, you might have to have them fund it because it's at 0 right now. They could be updating it perhaps. But it looks like they're updating it at this point because, yeah, mine says 0 as well, which it shouldn't say. So, yeah, they're probably just updating it right now. I'll ask my person here. Let me just open up my Telegram very fast. Web Telegram. And then, where are they? There we go. All right, there you go. I asked my contact. They're up kind of late, so I'll let you know what they say. But it should be there. It's, you know, there typically should be money. You might have to go with Blowfin, or I know you're trying to use leverage and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend. TradingView right now. But if you go over here to Blowfin, and let me log into this one. This one's a little bit more difficult. Not it's a bad thing. It's just a little bit more difficult to log in because you have to have a Google Authenticator log you in. And my phone is on the charger, so I cannot do that right now. Oh wait, no, it worked out pretty fine this time. Okay, copy trading spot markets. Does Blowfin have one here? Copy trading and more. Oh, they don't have one here. And they don't have one. Yeah, let me help you out as far as that's concerned. You might have to wait till tomorrow though, but you might have to. Well, in the meantime, I'd contact support and just be like, "Hey, can you fund?" Just say it like this: "Can you fund my whatever the name is for? It is on Fairdesk, simulated trade on Fairdesk." Heard Germany sum it all in one order. Oh, sold in one order? I mean, Bitcoin did have a pretty violent move, not gonna lie there. It was pretty bad. I don't think Germany is really crypto savvy as far as, you know, it's usually bureaucrats doing all this stuff. So they probably was like, oh yeah, the market can hold it up, you know, like the market was not. Like, we can't hold all that shit up. In Hey Walter, it's not your fault. I think they're updating something there. I got a message from my contact a few days ago, and apparently Fairdesk is in the midst of opening up a sister exchange to do some cool little like testing out of different things. And so I'm thinking that's what's going on. They're kind of just working all that stuff out. But I'll let you know. But I contact support. Hey, can you fund my simulated trading account? And then they should be able to do that for you. And hey, Dornamir, excuse me. I knew I had to pronounce his name. I haven't said it for a minute. Hello, brother. Good to see you. I'm stuck in spot grid on Bitcoin. Just want to know how high Bitcoin is going to go for now. You could probably see it head back up towards $60,000 if we have a good CPI report coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I would be awake if you can. I'm not going to be because I'm not doing any day trading during that time. But if you have any important trades, you'd want to be up tomorrow because the CPI report is going to lead to a lot of volatility. Because tomorrow we have CPI, Friday we have PPI, and then coming in towards the end of the month, we're going to have the FOMC meeting where you're going to have Jerome Powell coming out a little bit more. I don't know if Jerome Powell has any more Senate or House hearings this week. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. He could also cause some big news there as well. What time is it there? Where I am right now, it's currently 7-Eleven. Yeah. Oh yeah, also tomorrow is 7-Eleven. So if you guys live in the United States, go to your local 7-Eleven and get yourself a free slushie. You've earned it. Get yourself one. I'm probably going to get myself a pina colada flavor. It is going to be awesome. I'm going to be so excited. But yeah, go get yourself a slushie. I haven't had a slushie, I think, since last 7-Eleven. So if you guys like slushies and you guys don't want to pay for it, 7-Eleven tomorrow, it's going to be great. Show up early because it's hot and everybody wants one. And make sure, you get it there early so all the good flavors aren't taken. Just a little bit of a heads up there for you guys. I think we all forget about 7-Eleven Day, but it's important. It's very, very important. All right, so Bitcoin's up 0.65%. What else is everything doing? WIF is up 2% right now. Miro's up 3%. Small moves, but not a lot, but I'd say decent enough right now. Maga's up 3, Turbo's up 3, trying to make up for losses over the past few days, as you guys can see. Maga's trying to make a reversal here. Jeez, I don't like Mog just because of that number right there, that number. Why not have it be 0.00001652 and that be it? Why do we need those extra 5 digits there? I don't think we need them. Ajax making its way back up again after a really bad day yesterday, though. It almost even made a new low here compared to some of these other things we've been talking about. Whew, that could have been worse. Kaspa still doing okay, it looks like. But again, a lot of stuff at levels of resistance. They're all just trying to make good moves. I don't know. I'm happy to dollar cost average altcoins right now. I'm happy to dollar cost average Bitcoin. But for those big boiling trades where I'm holding for quite a bit of time, I'm still in a scalping mindset. I'm not even in a longer day trading mindset here. At most, I'll probably hold for 10 hours if I buy in tomorrow. 10 hours. If I go to 20 hours, it's probably just going to be for Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Altcoins, you can buy them, but when they pop, you just have to sell. I think right now, let me go to Fairdesk. 4 a.m. in Germany? Oh my gosh, thank you for watching me at 4 a.m. I got one. My Ethereum has turned positive all of a sudden. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Yeah, interesting, okay. Oh, Reef is up 11%. We just did some fresh dollar cost averaging here. 4-hour chart, so you guys can see how big of a dip this had beforehand. Oh no, Reef is not positive. What's positive down here then? Oh, People. Oh, I just bought People token because we'd been talking about People for a little bit of time. But, if this pops up tomorrow, I'm probably going to sell a good chunk of it and wait for the dip back down. Not all of it, just some of it. And Solana's up a little bit right now, too. A teeny bit. But ultimately, I'm still down like $1,000 or something like this on this account. So I still have quite a bit of money here to invest. But let me see here, guys. What am I down a lot on? So IOST is down 100% with the 2x leverage, means it's down 50%, right? This is up against the level of resistance. Why don't I just put another $100 into this one and see where it goes? I can't even see where I bought. That's how long ago it was, right? I bought right before the last dip, probably. I can envision myself looking, oh, this is a support level here, let me buy. That's probably what's going through my mind. How much is $100 to move this sucker down? Oh, perfect. Okay. There we go. I sold my bonk. I should probably buy in more bonk, shouldn't I? Let's see, I sold my bonk yesterday. Took a nice little profit. This one, I don't know. It's at a level of resistance, but I don't actually like this as much, no. I'll put $20 in here just to have the opening position, And I will do a 3x leverage to make it a little bit more fun. Now, Floki is down 45%. Let's add an extra $40 into this one. Baby dollar cost averaging. See where this goes. A little bit there. Anything else I really want to average down into? Gala is down quite a bit, 56%. I guess it could be worse. I could have bought up here somewhere, right? Or all the way up there. Holy shit. Man. And I'll add another $20 into this one. I don't need to go crazy with this. I'll buy some more Thursday, I suppose. But I do like to see that the altcoins are having some type of consolidation at this point. Anything else? Let's see. An SKL. Let's add $50 into this one here. Now, is there any other altcoins that I really think I need to buy into, though? That's the question here. What's moving up a lot today? True, STX People's up a little bit. Jasmy. Oh, that's what my People token is up today. Okay, it's up like 10%. Ave's over here. How's this looking? Oh, no, I'm not chasing that. Saved my life. No. Let's see. Actually, that's actually doing better than I thought it was. So Ave is actually a little bit more bullish. I'm not chasing it, but at least it's going up. Bitcoin Cash. GMT. Here. Mana. Maybe NTRN. I haven't really seen this one before, I don't think. How's that chart? Oh, that chart looks kind of rough, but when it bounces pretty well, doesn't it? Let's do an opening bid at $50. Not a 15x leverage here. That is insane. And we'll buy more over the next few days. I could see this popping up above the 20-day moving average here tomorrow and having a really nice day, and me just selling right then and there. But we'll see. We'll see. And there we go. Bitcoin dropping. Yeah, I mean, yeah, on the shorter time frames, of course, yeah. At least it's still going sideways overall. That's all I care about right now. But you can see that move right there. There we go. I mean, altcoins aren't necessarily dropping with it, though. That's a stock right there. Let's move FFIE down there. GameStop all the way down there as well. Got a few things like PopCat having a rough day, but I mean, this had a really good day yesterday. XLM, RLC. Oh, RLC is making a nice run for it too the last few hours. Hitting resistance, breaking down, but rejected, but interesting. GRT. Oh, GRT breakout? How did I miss? Oh, that's not even a breakout. That's just something from a while ago. Okay. Oh, I guess it did break out, just a different time frame here. Yeah, momentum was definitely on its side there. You can see that. Where was the change of character, though? Oh, see, this is what whacked me out the last few days. That change of character, it still stayed green the entire time, but it just felt so weird. So right there was a good day trade. It even broke out above that, too. Yeah. Oh, well. I haven't been on my trading game as of late just because I haven't been trading as much. I've been waiting for a good opportunity, but by the time I see it, I actually miss it. So I don't chase it, which means I don't trade, which no trading for me is a failure. And hey, Walter, how the heck are you trading all these tokens on Fairdesk? Are you trading on the USDTM futures right here? If you go over here, then you hit Bitcoin. You should see a sloth of different things you can trade. Now, I don't have all these tokens. I'm not buying all these tokens, but there are plenty of them for you to buy on here. But this isn't the futures. If you go to the spot, they have a very limited amount of tokens that you can actually buy and hold on their exchange. And I think the reason for that, for Fairdesk and a lot of these other exchanges here, is because they don't make as much money on spot trading. They open up more spot tokens as they kind of climb the hierarchy to the top tokens. Think of BitGet back in the day. Back when BitGet sponsored my channel, they didn't really have as many spot tokens, but they had a lot of futures tokens. Now, if you go to BitGet, they have a lot of everything there. But smaller exchanges that we have out here in America, they grow into those larger ones. But when they grow into those larger ones, guess what happens? The SEC comes down and says, hey, you're no longer available in America. I'm hoping that if Trump gets into office, we'll have a lot of those other exchanges coming back into the fold. And then you'll probably be allocating a lot more of your funds over to those larger exchanges like a Binance or a KuCoin or something. But yeah, that's the hope here, though. Look at Spot. Yeah, exactly. I totally get you. Spot is so much different. Honestly, if you want to buy something on Spot, all right, hold on. I'm gonna put the cigar down. Loki wants to say hi very fast. Let me take a sip of water here. Ooh, ice. Hi, Loki. You want to say hi? Better not get a toy. You better just climb up here. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah, look at you being a good boy. Oh, don't look at my nose. Ew. Yeah, he's doing good right now. If you want to buy spot, typically easiest way, Coinbase and crypto.com. Two great spots to buy spot tokens. Amazing. That's where I'd go. If you want to do a lot more trading with leverage and futures and copy trading and earn programs and stuff like that, then that's where you guys look for all the links down on my, my bio and stuff, and I have all those types of sponsors there. But typically it's going to be for spot, Coinbase is probably my number one place to go. Like I just moved $1,000 of cryptocurrency into my account. Yes, I just sold off $1,000 of crypto, and I moved it over into my bank account yesterday, right? And with Coinbase, just selling I think the $1,000 and moving it from Tether to cash, that would have cost me like $17-18 or something like that. But because I have Coinbase One and I pay $30 a month for it, it was easy, right? It was free. What I had to pay the money for was the instant withdrawal feature on Coinbase, which I always use. I don't like having my money sit there for 3-4 days before it's my account. 2022 scarred me. I am so terrified of exchanges going down these days that I have lots of money on them, but I try not to have the money in transit for whatever reason. I feel like I just like a little bit of PTSD from that crazy time in 2022. If you guys are new to crypto, ask your fellow crypto brethren what happened in 2022, and they'll all have just horror stories of like, oh, I lost some money here. I lost some money in Voyager, but I got it back, or at least part of it back. But like, it was just a wild time out there for the market. Any advice on waiting on plays until they're right at your buy point? Sometimes I'm having issues waiting. Typically, if I believe in something and I want to buy it a little bit earlier, I'll just buy a small position on it. The only time I don't recommend that personally is when you're doing something like an option, because that option has the time component. So that's what I would say. Like if you just want to buy some, sure, buy some, but think about how much money you want to allocate towards that position, and then you might just put in 10 to 20% and just buy at whatever level you feel is fine, and then just hold it. When the market starts looking a little bit better, even if it's like 10% down from where you bought it, 20% down, or even 10% higher, you allocate those funds, and you understand that when you allocate those funds, when everything is looking more positive, you're going to be going on a nice roller coaster ride where you're not going to really be worrying as much about your position going down. For this, I would say your typical MACD, stochastic, RSI, that strategy that I have, I'm going to call it the Whitman strategy or something, because I made the strategy myself. I'm just going to call it the Whitman strategy. And so once you have that, plus that change of character on the daily, you're usually going to be looking pretty good. Hopefully the weekly is back on our giving us tailwinds eventually, but right now it's not, obviously. But if you just take Bitcoin, you go back over here, right? You just go after the dailies. Typically, not always, but typically, it's going to work out in your favor, right? Buy, daily, up until resistance. When you buy that, it's not going to be at the low, but as soon as you buy, within a few days, you should be looking at some really good returns. Buy good. This one was a buy, but it wouldn't have hit your stop loss, so you might have sold or not. It's kind of a weird kind of situation there. But you can say this one was a loss. This one was a loss. Good, loss, good, and then good, right? So even with that loss that you take right here, ultimately you're still fine. Let's say you bought right here, and there was a change of character right here. Buy, and then you buy right there. Then that could be an issue where you lose money. But then again, that goes like the weekly chart. How is that set up and all that other type of stuff, right? Like right here, buy right there. Don't freeze on me now. There you go. You can see how the stochastic wasn't too hot and the RSI wasn't too hot, but the MACD was. You can get out of those type of situations quite easily. But typically, if you just took all the day trades, took all the trades on the daily chart, even those losses wouldn't matter because you're making so much money here. Like this lot, like minus 30%, minus 30%, minus 30%, plus 80%, plus hundreds of percents, depending on how you guys trade that with the breakout structures and whatnot. Hundreds of percents right there, maybe 50, 60% right here with a good leverage trade, It helps, it keeps you going strong there, Larry. But again, don't be afraid. Just I'm waiting for a move right here. I'll buy some, but if it goes down even more, you're fine with that. As soon as it turns green, you can allocate the rest of your funds and kind of wait for that ride up. Don't do it when you're in a complete bear market like back over here. It does go up. Don't get me wrong, but everything was like extremely bearish here, so it was kind of like whoa. This is a weird little system here. Right here, same type of thing. Over here, same type of thing here. You just got to be a little more careful about it. This was the dreaded death cross there as well. Oop. But yeah, allocate like 10% of your funds, 20% if you really feel confident, and you could try to aim for that bottom. Like right here, you could allocate 10, 20%. If we have good CPI data, we might be able to break back above this level right here and have maybe a change of character coming out sometime next week or so. Then you could allocate the rest of your funds, trade it up towards here, maybe up towards $64,000 and sell. But you just got to be careful about that because you don't know if it's going to be the bottom or not. Let's take this back off here. But yeah, if you just want to have a position to kind of make you feel like you're in the game, yeah, you can easily do that. I mean, I do it every now and again. Maybe you gotta be kidding me. Sorry, talking too much. No, I gave Loki little rubby rubs. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. All right, here we go. Don't die. Stay alive. There you go. Is that lit? Sure is lit. But yeah, that's the way I'd approach it there. It's right there. And then Waldo. Oh yeah, Loki's the best over here. Right now he's just sleeping next to me with his well, he's not sleeping, he's just laying down next to me. I give him pets like this. You guys can tell I'm petting him because my shoulder's moving, but you guys can't see him. He's kind of hidden in the corner right here. He's had a long day though. He's been playing outside for a while. I had to give him some pills. I don't know what's going on with his shoulder. It's kind of worrying me a little bit, but it's like an on and off thing with him. So I don't know exactly what it is. I did a whole range of exercises with him from what my vet told me and like all these little positions to see what's hurting. He didn't feel any pain. So the doctor says he thinks he pinched a nerve and that it should settle itself down here eventually because he was fine for like a good 2-3 weeks before his shoulder started hurting again. So I'm wondering if he's doing something that makes it hurt in certain situations, right? Maybe he's outside jumping and stuff, but he's like right here. I don't know if you guys can see him. Maybe if I go over here. Loki, come here. Oh, you gonna bring your toy? I think right now he just really wants to play. Loki, come here. Come on. Up. He's like going in and out of naps though, so his ears are like stuck down. But he wants to play. I think he's sad because he's not playing with me right now, actually. But trust me, when I've said we've been playing a lot today. You wanna fuck with Big Za? You can't be afraid of heights. What the heck is Big Za? Big Za. I like the name though. It's probably not really worth it to swing trade using spot, huh? No, you can. You could definitely do that. It's just usually you need to have a larger allocation of funds. Just like imagine trying to swing trade Tesla with, right? It's difficult. It's very difficult. However, if you have those if you're going to be holding for like a few weeks to a month or 2 months, 3 months, it becomes much easier, but that's a lot of time. But when it comes to options, that makes everything go a little bit faster. And that's why people use leverage in the crypto markets. And on top of that, it's very difficult to day trade because you have that pattern day trading warning that you guys all know and probably hate in the stock market. If you guys have less than $25,000 in capital, it can definitely cause you guys some issues there. But yeah, you can do it. You're just going to making like your target is like 3% profit, 5% profit, maybe 10% profit if you guys are holding for a swing trade or something like that. Maybe 20% if you're really lucky. You know, but with Bitcoin, you're not going to be really aiming for that high usually. If you want to aim for something that high, hop into some meme coins. You know, that's the way you got to do it. And that's why people go to the meme coins so much, because they can get a lot more bang for their buck as far as how much money they have to invest in those types of tokens. But yeah, even with me trading, you know, you guys know I personally maybe trade with 10x, 20x, 30x, 50x sometimes. But when I'm on the channel here, I typically will be just showing you guys 2 to 3x leverage trades because I think that's more a responsible way to teach people how to trade. I say I'm too much, I got to work on that, but I don't want you guys blowing up your accounts. It sucks blowing up your account. I've done it before, so I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody. You just don't want to do it. So that's why I show you guys a different way of trading. Now, it's not necessarily as exciting, of course, but you know, every now and again I'll pull out a 50x leverage trade and we'll have some fun with it. But typically, it's not something I do. Bossman Dilo, oh, interesting. And hey, Gigwise, appreciate it, my man. I know I'm looking right now at different ways to get more subscribers and stuff. I'm hoping it works out fairly soon. I've been putting out a little bit more content this week. I have some fun shorts I've been putting out, but it's basically I'm making a few tutorials right now, and then I'm going to be doing a lot of talking heads, and I'm going to be doing what do you call them, like reaction videos? But I'm going to be doing it not on exciting meme stuff, but I'm going to be doing it on stuff like, you know what? One of my friends, Kamikaze, actually, he does some funny videos. Maybe I'll see if I can ask him if I can do his videos. He might say yes. He probably will say yes, actually. I'll do that. But, you know, if I see a CNBC video or a CNN video talking about cryptocurrencies, MSNBC, Fox Business, maybe even politics as far as I'm concerned, because I'm diving into that a little bit more, as you guys could tell just from streaming and stuff. Because now they're talking about Bitcoin. That's probably the big reason why. I do think I can do some reaction videos about that, kind of just like, hey, they're talking, let's listen to them talk, and then kind of give you guys my thoughts and impressions, and then ask you guys your opinions, because I think we will always disagree on we're never going to disagree on, we are never going to agree on everything, but I hope that doesn't mean that you guys would somehow say, oh my God, Michael is not a Bitcoin maxi, I can't watch him anymore, how dare he buy Ethereum. I think you guys would just say, oh yeah, Michael buys a bunch of tokens, even some of the shit tokens that I don't like, but he's a chill guy. I like his channel. I'm going to keep watching him. You know, I think we can kind of have that vibe. I don't think anybody's going to be too purist against me, and if they are, kind of fuck them, right? At that point, right? But yeah, so I'm working on some good stuff here. I'm just asking my friends right now different ways to make sure that I stay safe as far as YouTube. Like, I want to make sure I don't get strikes, I don't get in trouble, and that stuff with YouTube. Because YouTube is very finicky sometimes, and you guys know that I lost my channel for about a month, maybe 4 weeks back in 2021, and it was a crazy time. And I lost my channel because I was streaming, and I told you guys to watch out for this scam YouTube stream that was going out. Remember, it had Michael Saylor, it had Elon Musk, it had Kathy Woods, and it had Jack Dorsey, you know? And I showed you guys the stream as a way to say, hey, stay away from this, it's a scam. The algorithm saw that stream was playing on my stream, and my channel got terminated for that. So, got to be very careful out there. There was another channel that got terminated, but they actually were doing a scam. What was that guy that did Dogecoin a long time ago? You guys remember him? I think he rebranded his channel as Chris Crypto or something like that. Let me see if he's still on YouTube or not. Let's see. Yeah, this guy. He used to have like 100,000 subscribers, something like that, but he lost his channel and he had to make a new one. Chris Pax is the new channel here. But yeah, he's all in on Dogecoin here. But yeah, it was very, very interesting. That time. So I'm really trying to make it good right now. Remember, I even got music I can use with you guys because I know a couple artists and I get access to the music. But I'm gonna do a test video where I play their music in the background for the last minute, and hey, I'm gonna run this test, enjoy this music. I'm gonna have the whole song kind of playing after my video is over, I'm gonna talk about Bitcoins with that, and then after that, what happens? What does YouTube do? It'll be a test because I know if YouTube says, "Hey, you're not allowed to play this music," I'm like, "No, I can play this music. Here's the artist that made it. He owns everything. He says I can. What do I have to do to make sure I can stream this music personally? And what do I have to do to make sure I can share this on my videos?" All right? I don't have Apple Music on my computer. No. Web player. Let me go over here very fast. Let me see. Let me see. Search bar. Right? So I could play all these songs here. Of course, they're more of the hip hop genre, right? But I could play all this music here and I should be okay. I'm going to find more artists to play the music and stuff like that. I think it'll be really fun. But I'm going to have to know these people that own their music. So YouTube can't come down on me and says, "Hey, blah, 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 blah." And I'll be like, no, 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 no. I have the person that made this, that owns this. They license it out to me. I don't have to pay nothing. I'm just a personal friend of theirs. And then we're good to go. Because this guy's a freaking millionaire. He's a really chill guy. He doesn't care about these small dollars off of YouTube and stuff. We vibe very, very well. We smoke together every now and again. And we were talking last night, actually. We talked and smoked for about a cool 2-3 hours. Really chill guy. But you know how YouTube can be like that, right? You know how YouTube can be. So I'm really trying to make sure everything is safe for me to go forward with this kind of expansion that I'm doing. Because once that happens, you're going to see me posting about 4 or 5 videos a day. There'll be videos while I'm on my phone outside. There're going to be videos where I'm breaking down technical analysis. And there's going to be videos of I'm just sharing news that I hear out there in the world about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as a whole, and then some of the stuff on CNBC. So you're going to see a lot of content coming here. I'm trying to be, oops, that's not the right one. I'm trying to be so careful because last time I lost my channel, even though I got an apology from YouTube, which was very, very hard to get, not having a channel for a month is horrible. It is horrible. It is horrible. Upshot, Giggy, yeah, Giggy, Gigwise, Upshot, that is the right one right there. Reaction shorts, remember that? My first Crypto Visions channel over some BS. Oh yeah, it's definitely a crazy time there. I've always just traded for the long term, but kind of becoming interested in other methods, even just to simulate. Yeah, I would say swing trading is another really good place to go, a really good place, and I would actually open it up to the stock market as well. I would open it up to the stock market as well. Definitely open it to the stock market. I think you're already in there, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Even if I don't get profit, I get coast to cost a minimum loss, closing at that spot grid. I hope Bitcoin goes up in the 6K range as soon as you said. Hey, you'll know within about 24 hours. You'll know really, really soon. You're preying on CPI basically. YouTube creating music works. Oh yeah, but still, the music there isn't as good as I would like it to be. So using my friend Cheyenne's music, he makes cigars. He buys cigars for his new. He's opening up a lounge. I can't tell you how much money it takes to open up a lounge. It's a lot, and Washington State. But I just want to have complete lockdown. And YouTube created music. The license doesn't always last forever. So I can make a video, nobody's taking money from it, but a few months later, people are still watching the content, and then all of a sudden it says, hey, they changed their policy, then boom, I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to deal with all that type of crap. Although I know some of them, they can't change it, but some of them they can, so it's very weird for me. They'll probably ask you for a written agreement between you and the artist, as well as the BMI or AS cap, whatever it is. I'll be able to get it, and Cheyenne will be able to say it. Like, he'll be able to understand what it is, even if I don't, which is great. What do I think about a render move? It's all kind of tied into Bitcoin right now, but I would assume it's more bullish right now just because of what Bitcoin's trying to do right now. But yeah, it might probably a little bit more bullish in the short term here because of the CPI report coming out. Maybe not sure about YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube's policy is the weird part here, but I'll figure it out. That's a good thing. I'm gonna run and test, and you know, if I mess up once, it's okay because I can explain it to YouTube. Everything will be fine. But I can't put out like 1, 2, 3, 4 videos all at once, and all of them have issues because YouTube will be like, oh, 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out. So I got to be very, methodical about this type of stuff. Heard from different people, social media, about Bitcoin could crash down to 40K, 23K range. Hope not. I wish Bitcoin could go higher so I can close my spot grade and start at 62,000. That's the message. Oh, yeah. What do you call it? I don't think we're going to go there, down that low. I mean, I guess anything's possible since we just opened up that nasty weekly change of character with everything else. At this point, though, I'm hoping that the rate cuts will help keep Bitcoin afloat, and then we should see some more inflows from the spot ETFs and things of that nature, plus with Ethereum coming out, maybe Solana coming out sometime in 2024. I'm hoping that's the case. But right now, it's definitely not the time to go all in on Bitcoin and go gung-ho with everything. I'm definitely not in that mindset anymore. I'm basically just kind of this holding pattern where I'm waiting and dollar cost averaging to a couple positions, and then waiting for this just to kind of figure itself out. Because this again, we've talked about this at length, I would say. This has definitely just been such a crazy experience. This has been a crazy market here that we're just not used to, right? Did you see that 83% of Bitcoin owners are still up despite the price dropping below 60K? Yeah, because remember, we all kind of bought back when Bitcoin was crashing and burning. Remember, I bought my first Bitcoin of the bear market around like $25,000. Then I bought some at 22. Then I bought some at 20. Then, like 15, 16, 17. I bought it all down there. And, I haven't sold any yet. And I'm hoping I'm wondering, should I sell some? Should I sell some off right now? But yeah, so maybe if we drop below like 55 again, I'll sell off and go 10% of my Bitcoin or something. But I mean, I just allocate that to Tether and I'd be looking to put it right back in whenever I see Bitcoin doing well. It's not like I'm going to spend it or something like that, but you get the point. So for good numbers and bad numbers with CPI, 3.1 is a good number, 3.0 is a good number, 3.2, like 3.2 and higher is going to be a very bad number, basically. Yeah, no worries, Donamir. Hopefully that helps you out. A big thing right now is just going to be what the CPI report gives us. And once this Mt. Gox stuff is over and the Germany selling off that last $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, we should be okay. As long as we have the rate cuts coming in the foreseeable future. I think we're going to be a lot better off. But as far as I see right now, Bitcoin is still bearish. And I guess I've been telling you guys it's bearish for like a month now, but I'm hoping that we can turn back to being bullish. It's just a very odd market right now, and I don't exactly know how to trade it properly for some of these like larger, like these big overarching bear markets versus bull markets. Because it just feels so much different, right? It just feels so much different. Hey, Lux Guy, what the fuck? We pumped and dumped within 5 minutes? Dude, this is why I'm telling you guys, I want to see that 4 hour have that close. I want to see that daily chart have that close. Oh, see that daily chart have the close. There we go. We don't have that MACD there just yet. I'm hoping that today we have the good move and that tomorrow we can actually have a bigger move there. So CPI gets us gearing up, and then Friday we have a really seismic move that causes Bitcoin to go really sky high. But will it happen? Let's wait for that MACD to turn up a little bit here because today could be the day that the MACD turns positive, right? So we're going to wait and see. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream right here. I'm going to go take Loki outside to have a little bit more fun time here. And then I'm going to go make some dinner for me and my sister. I don't know what the heck I'm going to make. I think I'm going to make some... I think I'm just going to have a smoothie for dinner, honestly. But maybe I'll make my sister a hamburger or something like that. Who knows? She has a job now, so I'm trying to make sure she's all happy and good. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on tonight and tomorrow. I'll be posting more videos, as you guys know. Maybe I'll smoke another cigar outside for a bit and I will make another video while doing that. I'm not hitting up the lounge tonight because I'm hitting up the lounge tomorrow. And I'm waking up, no, I'm not waking up early tomorrow for CPI report. I refuse to do that. It's too tiring. 5:30 in the morning is nuts. For me, at least. Some of you guys wake up that early, and God bless you. But anyway, I'll see you guys a little bit later on tonight, and have a good night, everybody. It's a big day coming tomorrow. Make sure you guys, if you can, just have some alerts set up, have your stop losses set in place. I'd rather be long than short right now for sure, just because I've been optimistic about the CPI report. Let's hope that stays strong for us, and then we can see the dollar index having a breakdown, which we haven't seen for a while, potentially getting back